Hi students, in this video we are going to see about embedded system development environment, disassembler, decompiler and simulator emulator debugging techniques. First we will see about embedded system development environment. In embedded system development environment we have development computer. This is called as host computer. This is the heart of an embedded system development environment. Then we have integrated development environment tool, IDE tool. This is for embedded firmware development and debugging. So it develops and debugs the processor or controller specific firmware. And this IDE tool consists of a text editor, debugger, linker and simulator. Then we have electronic design automation, EDA tool. This is for embedded hardware developing. Then we have emulator hardware. This is for debugging the target board. Then signal sources. Signal sources can be input sources. It may be a function generator or any other signal devices like multimeter, CRO or any logic analyzer device. Next, target hardware. That is the entire hardware in which we have the entire hardware parts. You can see this is target board, development PC host computer. We have EDA tool and IDE tool, fabrication files, then multimeter logic analyzer, then signal source. This is signal source. Function generator is used, can be used as signal source, and emulator. Now we are going to see disassembler and decompiler. Already we have studied what is assembler and decompiler. Assembler is used to convert assembly language into machine language. This disassembler, it is a utility program which converts machine codes into target processor assembly codes and instructions. So the process of converting machine code into assembly code is known as disassembling. Then compiler, decompiler. Compiler we know that which converts high level language into machine code. So this decompiler, it performs the reverse operation. So here it is the utility program. It translates the machine code into corresponding high level languages or instructions. So where we can use this disassembler, decompiler means these two are used in reverse engineering. Reverse engineering is nothing but revealing the techniques behind the product. But this disassembler, decompiler, they are not reproducing the 100% original code, but they are generating the code, assembly code or high level language code, which are almost matching with the original code. Now we are going to see simulator, emulator and debugging. Simulator is a software tool. It is used for simulating the various conditions for checking the functionalities of the embedded firmware. Next, emulator. It's a hardware device which emulates the functionalities of the target device and allows the real-time debugging of embedded firmware in a hardware environment. There are many advantages of simulator based debugging. First one, no need for original target board, because this simulator based debugging is purely software based, so there is no need of original target board. Only the developer should know the mapping of various devices, mapping of address. So all these things should be known for the developer. So with this knowledge he can using this software he can debug the firmware. Next, simulate IO peripherals. So we have options to simulate IO peripherals. So with this we can simulate the IO peripherals, and if you want to change any register values we can change it. Then simulate abnormal conditions. We can give any set of input parameters to check the firmware working, and with this we can check the control flow of the firmware. We have limitations also. First one, deviation from real behavior. So the developer may not give all the possible combinations of the input. Another one, if for one set of input during the simulation he may get one result. In the real time checking he may get another result, so the deviation will be there. This is the disadvantage. Another major disadvantage is a lack of real timeliness. So as I said, we are not debugging the original target board, so it is not real time behavior. Next one, debugging. Debugging in embedded application, it's the process of diagnosing the firmware execution and monitoring the target processor registers and memory. While executing the debugging the firmware, how the target boards, buses and memory parts and connections are giving a response, that and all will be checked here. The debugging process in embedded application is broadly divided into two categories: hardware debugging and firmware debugging. Hardware debugging, it deals with target boards, bus connections and all processor or controllers memory connections. Firmware debugging, it deals with the execution of firmware and control flow and CPU register setting and memory settings. Types of debugging. There are few debugging technologies which can improve the firmware debugging. First one, incremental EEPROM burning technique. So this is one of the most primitive type of firmware debugging technique. Here the code is separated into different functional codes and or units. So instead of burning the entire code into the EEPROM chip at once, we are dividing the code into separate functions. Each functional units will be separately coded, separately compiled and separately burnt into the EEPROM chip one by one. Next, inline breakpoint based firmware debugging. This is the second primitive type of debugging. Here in the firmware, where we want to ensure the firmware execution, in that point we have to insert the inline debug code. So by doing that, we can check the execution at the specified point. Third one is monitor program based firmware debugging. So in this approach, one monitor program will be developed that will be acting as supervisor. So this monitor program is responsible for downloading the user code into the memory, and it inspects and modify the register and memory location, and also it can allow for a single step source code execution also. In this diagram you can see inside the target board we have monitor code. This monitor code is connected with the host PC where we have developer application. This monitor program will be waiting for the command from the debugger application. As per the command from the debugger application, it acts. So it performs command based executions only. So these executions are maybe downloading host users code inside the EEPROM of target board and monitoring and modifying the registers and the memory content, all these things. So it can make a single step execution, or it can set breakpoint execution. This monitor program contains command set. Command set is to establish communication between debugger application and target board. Then we have firmware download option to download user code inside the code memory of target board. And then to examine and modify processor registers, there is a memory called RAM. Then it can perform single step program execution, or it can set breakpoints for the breakpoint execution. Then it will set debug information to debug application running on host machine. The fourth one is in-circuit emulator based firmware debugging. So in this type of debugging, we have emulator part which is acting as the heart of this firmware debugging. This emulator part consists of emulation device which receives all the signals from the target board, and it will be waiting for the command from the debugger application which is running on the host PC. So based on the command from debug application, it executes the target firmware, and it will check all the necessary actions. Then we have emulation memory. Emulation memory is nothing but RAM memory only. This is the replacement of target board's EEPROM memory, where all the codes will be downloaded once we change firmware code. Then we have emulator logic. Then we have emulator control logic. Emulator control logics are the logic circuits which are used for setting hardware breakpoints and to trace buffer control and to trace buffer triggering detection. Then we have Device adapter. Device adapter, it is acting as interface between emulator part and a target board. One more connection we have between PC host and emulator part, that is RS-232 and USB cable connection. The last one is on-chip firmware debugging, OCD. So this is the latest technology. Nowadays, in almost all the processor and controllers, we have inbuilt debug modules, that is called OCD. Thank you.